Look at that. Look how beautiful that is.
Bonsoir, bon appetit. Oh my gosh. I'm making you one of my favorite sauces. They'll go with practically any meat. You can use this with chicken, you can use this with pork, but it's especially good with like wild game. So duck, pheasant, you can use it with bison, you can use it with, oh my gosh, elk, and whatever. Any meat, it goes great with. So the focus is the sauce. But tonight, what I'm going to make with it is some elk steaks. And I hope you watch this because this sauce is easy to make. It does take a few ingredients, but it's delicious and oh, it is so wonderful. This beautiful raspberry sauce. So check out my description for the ingredients list. And you can modify some of the ingredients I do, and I will put options for you in my description list, okay? But let's get started. So look at these beautiful elk steaks I got. So that's what I'm gonna cook. But first, I'm gonna start making the base of my sauce. And we're simply gonna take a little bit of butter, 1 tablespoon. I'm going to take a little olive oil, just a dash, not much. And I'm going to melt that, and I'm going to saute these onions. This is a half an onion. Now, what I'm making the sauce tonight is for 2 people. So if you're doing it for 4 people, double it, and so on and so forth, okay? But super easy dish to make. And oh my gosh, super delicious. And a couple things I am going to make with this elk is I'm going to steam some broccoli and some potatoes with it. And you can use any steamer. So I like to show you guys a complete meal. And you know, what vegetables, what sides you put with this, you could do. You could, whatever you want, mashed potatoes, whatever. But yeah, so let's get cooking. And let's add these onions. All right, we're gonna saute these. I'm gonna add a little salt. Not much, so they sweat. And we're gonna give this about a good 5 minutes, 6 minutes. And then we will be back. I'm sure you don't wanna watch onions saute for 6, 7 minutes. So hang in there. All right, we're back. So I just transferred this to my French plate. If you don't know what a French plate is, it's basically a plate to do sauces and do like rice and some of this indirect heat. In the middle is really hot, on the side it's cool. So if you don't have a French plate and you just have a regular burner, just maintain it on low, and when I pull it to the side, just turn off your heat to do the sauce, okay? It's that simple. All right, so I've been browning my onions here, and now I'm gonna take my blackberries, and I'm just gonna add these guys in. And now I'm gonna take a little jam, and what I'm using is the Four Fruits Preserve, which is a mixture of cherries, blackberries, I forgot the other 2, but anyways, it's a good combination. If you don't have access to this, you can just use blackberry jam, and that'll be fine. So a good tablespoon in there. Come on, there you go. And we're going to put that aside. Now, I'm going to stir this in. Increase your heat a little bit. And we're just going to stir that in. And then we're going to add some water. But first, make sure you break that jelly or preservative. And you know, you can use, well, I mean, good quality preservative is good, but you can use a jam too. I've used so many things for this. But anyways, we're going to cook this for a little bit of time, but we're going to add a little bit of water, about 3 tablespoons of water. And we're going to bring this to a boil. And that's going to take a few minutes. So we'll be back. But super easy. Oh, by the way, you're going to need a steamer. If you're going to do the vegetables I'm making, you can use any steamer. I happen to have this guy, which is handy. I can drop my potatoes. I'm going to cut my broccoli in half and put it on top of that later. You'll see how I do it. Anyways. Okay, look, it's already coming to a boil, actually. And I'm just going to gently press down on these blackberries. I don't want to make a mash out of them, just a slight press down. Going all the way across. There we go. All right, we'll be back in about, just starting to come to a boil, so maybe 4 or 5 minutes. So when it comes to a boil, 3 minutes, and then we'll be back. Hang in there. So it's come to a boil. So now I'm going to add my other 2 tablespoons, so a total of 3 tablespoons of preservative or jam. And again, blackberry, whatever you like. Well, not whatever you like. Blackberry, you can use raspberry, you can use a mix of, like I'm doing before, it's strawberry, blackberry, and I forgot the other 2. I'll put it in my description. So forgetful lately. Anyways, so we're going to keep cooking this and let it boil. Now, we're going to do our elk steaks, and we're going to take a garlic that we peeled and crushed, and we're just going to go and rub it on the bottom of our pan here. Beautiful. Now we're going to take another tablespoon of butter, drop it in there. I'm going to add some regular olive oil, not extra virgin or virgin, just regular olive oil. If you don't have regular olive oil, you can use vegetable oil, peanut oil, whatever you like. But with the butter, you have to have the oil. And now we're going to put our heat on here. And we're going to just melt all that. Now, timing is everything, right? So on your steamer, put the heat on so that your steamer gets hot. And what you can do at this point, just drop your little potatoes in there and let them steam. They're going to need at least 10 minutes of good steaming. Okay, so we go back to our sauce, and it's looking nice. Again, a little push, a little push. Okay, now, if you have a regular burner, just turn off the heat. I'm just going to pull it to the side. And it's going to just keep it warm. All right, so we're going to come back here. Going to melt our butter, our olive oil, get this nice and hot, and then we're going to add our steaks. Beautiful, look at that. Okay. In the meantime, while that's warming up, I'm going to take my broccoli and just trim it. Ooh. And cut it in half. And I'm going to drop these 2 guys in the steamer when I'm ready. Okay. Now, we're going to toss this around. That's getting nice and hot now. I'm liking that. We're gonna take our steaks and we're just gonna add some pepper. Now, if you're doing any other meat, you know, doing it accordingly. But if you're doing elk like I'm doing, elk is very lean, so you don't want to cook it long. And I'm literally going to just cook this about 2 minutes on each side. Now, this is nice and hot. I'm going to drop it in there. And I'm going to cook that. Now, use a timer. 2 minutes max on each side. Remember, it's not like beef. It doesn't have all that fat in it. So it's very lean, cooks very quickly, and you want to cook it, you know, not as long as beef, okay, because it'll cook quicker. And overdoing it will ruin it. All right, so we're going to pause this because 2 minutes on each side. We're going to time it, we're going to flip it, and we'll be back. All right, we're going to turn off the heat. We're back. We're going to turn off the heat. And we're going to remove the steak. And we're going to just keep them warm and let them rest. I'm going to, again, if you don't have a French plate, I like French plates because you can keep plenty of things warm. So I'm just going to put this in the corner. And believe it or not, there's heat there, and it's just going to keep it warm, and it's wonderful. And if you don't have one, again, just turn off the heat, well, remove it from the heat, and put it somewhere else. Okay. Now, I'm going to, if I have any bits of garlic in there, I'm going to remove them. Like that, and I'm going to let this cool just, about 2 or 3 minutes. I don't even need it on this, so I'm going to put it right here. Back on my French plate. Again, if you don't have a French plate, turn off the heat. Sorry. All right. Look at this sauce. This raspberry. Oh, it's doing its magic. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Like duck, rabbit, chicken, pork. Amazing. Any meat. Amazing. Okay. I think that's cool enough. Yeah, okay. So now I'm going to take some port. If you don't have port, you can just use wine, okay? So I'm going to do about a half a cup of port, half a cup of wine, and about a third cup, well, not even a third cup, but a quarter cup of Cassis. If you don't have Cassis, Cassis is a French liqueur that is based on from the family of raspberry. All right, let's see. There we go. I'm going to deglaze. And that's about, I don't know, about half a cup. And then I'm going to add my wine. About a half a cup. And then I'm going to add my cassis. Yeah, that's good. Like a third of a cup. Yeah, a little more. There we go. You can adjust this, by the way. You can add more later. Okay, so now we're going to work this sauce. And you're like, oh my God, this is so complicated. It's not. And I promise you, if you do the work, it's amazing. Okay, so now what we're going to do is just let this cook, and we have to reduce this wine, port, and everything by half. So you're going to need some patience. So we're going to be back in about, I don't know, 5 minutes. If you're on a regular burner, you see how I brought it to the middle more? If you're on a regular burner, low heat. Just low heat, take your time. Okay? Be right back. All right, we're back. Oh my gosh. So this has been reducing, and it's reduced more than a half. But I'm going to keep reducing this. But now I'm going to add a little beef stock. You can add some vegetable stock if you want. You can add a bouillon. I'm using this like, I don't know, better than bouillon. Just nice and handy. But a dry bouillon is fine. You can use, if you have liquid beef stock, which I normally use for everything. I make my own, but for this, it's easier to do this. And we're just going to add that flavor in. And you see how wonderful this is, how it's reducing. Check the bottom, make sure that you broke everything down like that. And always on a low heat. Now, your raspberry sauce, if at this point you put it on a low heat on your burner and bring it up to warm up. Now, my potatoes have been steaming and I turn off the heat, but now the timing of everything is coming together, right? I got my beautiful elk steaks. And again, whatever meat you use, just keep it warm and trust me, delicious. All right. What am I forgetting here? Oh, we're just gonna add the broccoli in here. So it steams. There we go. Now I'm gonna cover that, put the heat back on. And because it's already preheated, it's going to cook really quickly. The potatoes are done. I just want those broccolis to come as a dark, vibrant green color. Not too dark, though. Okay? All right. Now, two options here. You can strain your raspberries out and save them for garnishment, or just throw it all in there, okay? Up to you. If you want a finer sauce, you could just strain it and use the black raspberries as garnishment, but you know what? Either way is fine. I'm gonna add it directly in there. And sometimes I do it by just moving it, and we're going to bring this back to heat. So if you're on your burner, normal burner, I just have to bring it in the middle to bring it back up to high heat. Well, high heat, a simmer, I should say. See, up here, just keeps it warm in the center, immediately to a simmer. That's the advantage of French plate. But if you have a regular burner, you just got to turn off the heat and on. No big deal. Okay, we're going to do that. And we're going to do that for about a minute. I'm going to add a little black pepper in here. Not much. And then I'm going to take some butter and drop it in there. And stir it. Over low heat. Very low heat. Okay. We're just going to let that melt. Now, grab your heavy cream, and make sure you check my my description, because I tell you what you need. So I'm going to take, well, let's wait till the butter melts, and just a little heat, you know, just a little bit of bubbling, really gentle simmer. Yeah, look at that. Oh my God, that's going to be so good. And I'm going to just add a little cream. How much? I would say about a tablespoon. And just judge it. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. Do you see this? Look. Oh, yeah. It's beautiful. I'll do a close-up so you guys can see it. I'm going to add a little more cream. So, and you can judge this, by the way. Oh, yeah. Oh. this is going to be good. Beautiful. Beautiful velvet color. You know, this goes great with deer as well. Duck, I said all that. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to really lower the heat and just let it simmer. And guess what? I'm ready to serve. I just need that broccoli to cook. It just needs maybe a minute or two. This is going to simmer for a minute or two. And boom! Yeah, we're going to serve.
Okay, everything is ready. Look at this beautiful elk. And check out this beautiful sauce. Look how thick that is. Oh my gosh, it's delicious. So we're gonna go ahead and serve this. And super simple. So here's my broccoli, there's my potatoes. You don't need to get complicated. By the way, important to let your steaks or elk or whatever rest, okay? But now, let's add the sauce. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be amazing. Where's my wonderful spoon? All right, I'm gonna take that. Look at that. Just gonna drop it over it. Oh, put some to the side. Those potatoes will go wonderful with this sauce. So just put a little bit on there, on the potatoes, and then, of course, do a nice spoon over it. Oh, there we go. A little sauce. There we go. Now, add a little sea salt to your broccoli. A little parsley. Chopped parsley over your potatoes. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Bonne soirée, bon appétit. If you want to subscribe, please do. It really encourages me. Thank you to my subscribers. You guys are amazing. Comments, I love them. I hope you use this because it is delicious. Bon appétit, bonne soirée.